So we did it. We actually did it. That's 2 wins against two Big Six teams. And guess what, guys? Back in the top 4. Cue the intro.
Don't know how I'm here. And it's you that I want to need. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good.
Welcome to G&A TV and the player rating show after a big win against Liverpool, who I think it's safe to say are officially in the mud. But yeah, in terms of a Chelsea perspective, point of view, man, I'm over the moon. And more importantly, I just thought it was such a great performance from Chelsea. So commanding, so dominant, so calm. I wasn't worried at all there for a moment. And I went over to a friend's house to watch the game and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be embarrassed in front of rival fans. This is going to be their chance to kind of laugh. But no, we came through. So nice to see quite a few of you in the chat already. So yes. We have Prime already. Strip Bear. Yeah, he's giving me a headache too, but hey, that's that's a debate for another day. But yeah, Jose, welcome. Good afternoon. Daniel, nice to see you. Oh, Charles, my darling Charles. Beth. Hello. As a matter of fact, talking of Prime, I'm adding Prime in here to do the player ratings with me. How are you, Prime?
I'm good. I mean, we beat a small team yesterday, so nothing to be gassed about. But yeah,
it's true. I mean, the fall from grace has been hard, wouldn't you say?
not really. Again, I mean, look, Frank Lampard may not be the best manager, but he knows what it takes to win, and he warned Klopp last season.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
did I say?
is Klopp on fraud watch?
He's been a fraud anyway.
Yeah.
Klopp, right? Okay. He gets a system and he masters it, which is amazing. But once it gets exploited or exposed, he has no answer to it. There's a reason why. Look, people may say I'm a Jose sexual or whatever, but there's a reason why I respect tacticians. So like him or Tuchel, for example. There's a reason why I actually respect these guys as opposed to system merchants like Pep, you could say. But I respect Pep more than I respect Klopp. It's all falling apart. And the thing is, this injury thing is not even an excuse because they still have their attack. So there's no reason why they can't outscore 16 teams in this league.
And like, even if you think about like the stats, they had like no shots on target, which is so disappointing. And you're just thinking, wow, like you're playing at home. And I'm just thinking, wow, no wonder you guys have like such a poor home record. What is that? Five home defeats now. Like that's quite embarrassing and shocking for what these are the supposed defending champions. Do you know what I mean? It's not good enough. So
yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see. And the thing, there's no excuse that Liverpool played poor yesterday. They played well. They did play well. They gave us a challenge, but they just couldn't do anything to us. This Thiago guy that people want to pray. Look, if Werner's a flop this season, if Havertz is a flop this season, that's fine. I'm not really that bothered. But Thiago also has to be nominated as a flop.
On target, but I don't know. It barely kind of makes a difference anyway. But I'm kind of looking at the stats, and yeah, like they had it's not really much of a significant difference, but statistically they had more possession of the ball, more passes, slightly maybe 2% higher pass accuracy, but it's just not good enough in terms of clinical edge. Having one shot on target, whereas I think we had something like 5 on target and 11 shots in total. It's just, these are, you want to start contending for the top 4, you want to compete for these top 4 places, you can't be losing 5 home games. It's just not good enough.
You said compete for the top 4 and they won the league last season. Wow.
This has been real, like I'm actually surprised at how shocking the title defense would be. I thought they would have a hard time, trying to win the title again, but I definitely thought they would at least comfortably place into the top 4. So I'm really quite shocked at how badly they're doing.
Why are you shocked? I said last season was a fluke. Last season was a fluke.
I mean, it's not even necessarily last season. It's because like their performances in the season before that, and then even it did seem like they were eventually working up to that goal. But it's just like now that they've achieved that, it's almost like they've got nothing to look forward to. But anyway, without further ado, we are here for the player ratings. So let's get into the player ratings. Prime, let's start with our goalkeeper, Mendy.
Mendy. All right, look, we have to see what happens against Atletico Madrid second leg, but I may owe this guy an apology.
Okay, explain. Because I thought you have a point. I don't think he's convincing. So maybe you have been a bit harsh on him in the past, but we can see the mistakes in that.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right, I've said he's an average goalkeeper, which is correct. Well, I owe him an apology, and I think people also owe me an apology as well.
Okay.
Because I've said, because we know Mendy's prone to mistakes, as is Kepa, but we've seen with Tuchel, with a better defensive structure, and keeping margins in, or Rudiger, or Zuma and Alonso, whatever. But due to a better defensive structure, people don't rate Jorginho. With a better defensive structure, we're seeing how solid we truly are. And we're mitigating or protecting our bad players. Mendy hasn't had much to deal with since Tuchel came in. But anything he has dealt with has been superb. The same with Kepa, even though it's been against lesser opposition, I guess. Rudiger has made one mistake, which was an own goal. He's looked well. Christensen, yes. I know we're getting on to those other players, but Mendy, yeah, I think he played well. I'd give him a 6.5, only based on the fact that Liverpool only had one shot on target. But I think anything he did have to deal with, like from set pieces, aerially, he was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I personally give him a 6 because, like you said, he didn't really have much to do. But in terms of doing what he needed to do, he dealt with it fine. Fairly straightforward, didn't really seem panicked or anything like that. I thought he did a good job. So moving into our back 3. Need to find these banners, man. Shall we? There it is. Azpilicueta. So, what do you think? Thoughts on our captain?
I didn't notice Aspie based on the fact of, and that's a good thing actually, because Mane didn't do anything. So I'll give him a 6. But it's like he didn't have to do anything brilliant because he didn't have to deal with anything really. So yeah, I'll give him a 6, and that's not on him. That's only on the fact of there was no threat from Liverpool from that left-hand side.
Yeah, talking of, get to liking the video, guys. Let's try and get to 30 likes, and we will drop the link in the description so you guys can come on and have your say, what you thought of the game, etc., etc. But yeah, I kind of, Yeah, in a way, I didn't really notice him too much, but I suppose that's kind of the point. I don't really want you to kind of like stand out. I don't want to have to be talking about, if you do stand out, then it's because you put in an absolutely spectacular defensive performance. But for somebody like Azpilicueta, given how old he is, I wouldn't expect like a spectacular performance. I'd expect a commanding, a performance with leadership, experience, calmness, reliability, and he's done a good job since Tuchel's kind of pouring back into the squad. So yeah, I'd give him a 6. I don't think he did too bad. We didn't concede, clean sheet, so that's another plus as well. I'm really impressed with how Tuchel's improved this team defensively. But yeah, obviously there's another defender in that back three that stood out more to me, and I suppose we will get on to him. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 6s, 7s, 6.5. Yeah, there's a lot of love for Aspi, do you know what I mean? So anyway, let's move on to God, where our players are so mismatched. Where is everybody?
While Lams finds it, let us know in the comments who you think was man of the match. Because Christensen got it, but I think he could have given it to anyone. To be fair, I think Mount deserved it. I think Werner's performance was, barring a goal, was brilliant.
I thought he deserved that goal, but we'll get on to that. Anyway, moving on to the second of our back three, Antonio Rudiger. Thoughts and ratings, Prime.
6.5. I think he was, he was brilliant. But again, he didn't necessarily have much to deal with. But Salah. Yeah, I think he was. Him and Christensen handled Salah quite well, to be fair. But yeah, I'll give him a 6.5. It was nothing. It was nothing spectacular, but again, that's nothing to take away from him. It's just that I don't always want to notice my centre backs play. To be fair, I just want them to just do what they have to do, and he did that. So he didn't make a big error or anything. And Liverpool barely got in behind. Salah barely got in behind, and he made good blocks and stuff. So yeah, I'll give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I think Salah was quite nullified in that game, and I'm not really too surprised to see him come off because I thought, fair play, like he deserves to come off. So I thought Rudiger did a really good job. Actually, I have to admit, I've been quite impressed with Christensen and Rudiger's performances since Tuchel's come in as well, and since they've been kind of called back into the squad. So, and once again, yesterday, I was impressed by Rudiger's performance. Like, again, I don't think he put a foot wrong. And I'm sitting there, and it's almost kind of like I'm waiting for him to make that mistake, which I know that he's just so liable to doing from time to time. And at moments, it does look like it could happen, but he just recovers himself so well. And I'm not sure, maybe it's that German influence, having a German manager, maybe that's what he needed all along, But again, I thought another solid performance from Rudiger, and I'll give him a 7.5 actually. So yeah, I'm seeing, let's go to the chat. I'm seeing quite a lot of 7s. Will says 7. Strip Fair says 7.5. A 7 from Beth. Yeah, real positive. Real positive. Grey Wolf Stinner gives him a 7. Adrian Rudy says Dujon 7.5. Yeah, quite a lot of love for Rudiger. But moving on. God. No wonder I have such difficulty finding this guy, because Jem still won't change the name. And I think we should change the name because
what's the name?
It's time to give this guy the credit that he deserves. So, of course, I'm talking about Christensen, not Krusty. Andreas Christensen. Thoughts on performance and ratings, Prime?
I mean, I've already apologized for this guy a few games ago. I gave him maybe abuse. No, abuse is the wrong word. There's an echo. I gave him a lot of. There's an echo. I think it's your end. I think, yeah, it's gone. I gave him a lot of Christensen, a lot of criticism earlier this season because just how he was playing, he was making a lot of mistakes. He wasn't good physically, and again, that was probably due to the system as well. But yeah, he's just slotted in. The back three suits him perfectly. He's able to command play on the ball. His reading of the game is brilliant. There was one moment early on where he kind of clips Mane. If Mane goes down, that's a penalty.
Yeah, I saw what you were talking about as well. That was a bit. But for the rest of the game,
he was superb. He was brilliant. The thing is, to be fair, that's more on Mane because if Mane actually goes down, he does get that penalty. But he didn't. He stayed on his feet. He tried to take the shot off, couldn't really get it. Christensen was superb today. Stand out. He got man of the match. Again, I can't argue against it, but like I said, quite a few of our players could have got it. So, yeah, he was brilliant.
I mean, yeah, I can't really disagree. First of all, there's about almost 20 people here, so like the video, please subscribe if you haven't, and share if you can and will. But yeah, I thought, yeah, well deserved man of the match. For me, there's somebody else that just slightly pips it just ahead of him for me, but I thought Christensen was definitely a close second. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. And just to echo Beth's comment over here, I thought he was great, and he does deserve that man of the match. You know, I can't really argue with that. I would give him an 8 for his performance. I've been really this is another person who I've been quite critical of. I think maybe we made a mistake in keeping him over certain other centre backs as well, but I have to say, I hoped I would be proved wrong, and I'm happy to see that I'm being proved wrong. Do you know what I mean? Lewis, especially Carefree Lewis, he always like puts in a strong argument in defense of Christensen, and I have to say, I'm kind of starting to see his point. He does have a point. Like he's been great.
I mean, I joined his Christensen hive like about a week ago or so, and yeah, it's he's some Chelsea fans should just start to relax a bit, because I've heard people say when Thiago Silva comes back, we should drop Rudiger and push Christensen as a left centre back. That's not going to work. So I think Christensen might get benched when Silva comes back, which
possibly, but I don't know. Like, we have a lot of games coming, so we know Thiago Silva's age, and he will need to rotate the squad. So I definitely do see all three of them having quite a bit of game time, to be fair. Like, we are still, you know, obviously we don't know what's going to happen in the second leg, but for the time being, we are still in the Champions League. We're also in the FA Cup, and we're still vying for that top 4 position in the Premier League as well. So there's a lot of games coming thick and fast, especially in this COVID climate season. So without further ado, should we move on to our wing backs?
Let's save Jorginho for a bit later, because
let's save the midfielders, the holding midfielders, for afterwards. So right wing back, Reece James, thoughts and rating, Prime.
Brilliant. At times coming into midfield and helping out, I'd give him 7. He was solid. He helped us on the counter attack as well. He didn't get an assist or anything, and I don't think he was really involved in the goal. But it's a solid performance.
You know who's involved in the goal. We'll get to that. But yeah,
I'll give him just a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really disagree, to be honest. So Did all right. We know he can do a bit better though. Like he can try and get forward a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe it's a new system that he's trying to get used to as well. So he's very still defensively minded, which I think is good because we have improved. We're quite strong defensively, and we have been since Tuchel's come in as well. So kudos to him for improving us like that. I think we know he has it in him though, Reece James. We've seen him like push forward and put in some beautiful, wonderful crosses, and I'd like to see him do that more often. But I suppose that will come with game time practice, and he's still young as well. So, but I thought he put in a decent performance. I'd give him like a 6.5 to be honest. So yeah, in the chat, let's see what people are saying let us know all your ratings for the players in the chat, people. So Dujon says Reece James 8. Okay, generous. 6. Yeah, I would have gone for, I went for a 6.5. Daniel's been awfully generous. Beth says solid 7. Okay. So, okay. Oh, isn't that amazing? Keep liking the stream, guys. 7.5. Yeah.
It's all about helping midfield, yeah.
Lovely. Okay. Some generous ratings for Reece James, but okay. So moving on to our left wing back. And that, of course, is the way like these banners are basically done, they're so like mismatched, like there's just no order to it, honestly. I have to scroll past the United players as well, and I was just thinking, wait, hold on, Maguire doesn't play for us.
Well, no, he does not.
But yeah, so of course, Chili B. Thoughts?
Superb game. Him and Rudiger had Salah on ropes, pocketed. I think he was brilliant. On the counter-attack, I think there was a chance in the first half. There was... was it for Werner's goal? It was a brilliant ball. Or no, not for Werner's goal. Before that, actually, he put in a chance for Werner. Kind of got past Fabinho, but it got a shot off slightly over. He had another chance for a delivery. Couldn't beat the first man, unfortunately, but if he did, that could have been a goal. Second half, on a counter-attack, I think Mount plays him through. Should have been a better delivery from Chilwell. I think it's that final ball thing that he's lacking, but that probably is going to come with more time. But yeah, I think he was brilliant. He locked down Salah. Liverpool didn't pose a threat from his side. He did well on the counter-attack in terms of trying to create space and overloads, but again, it's just that final pass. I'll give him the same rating as I give James, so I'll give him a 7 as well. But I just think, again, it's that final ball, because two chances where if they're better deliveries, maybe one of them's a goal, and then it's a different story. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really disagree. I really like Ben Chilwell. I think he's responded quite well to being dropped, because for a while there it was like, are we going to see him? Because Alonso is not the future, and we should know that he's not the future. So I was a bit worried that was looking a bit like a long-term plan. But I don't know, maybe that's what Ben Chilwell needed to kind of kick him into gear a little bit. Again, I think he will improve with more game time as well. Again, he's just getting used to a new system as well. So, he's probably used to being in a back four. So now playing in a wing back system as well. This is new. So, and we know Tuchel's that kind of guy where he probably still might change it up a bit. He might revert even back to a back four as well, provided he has the personnel, the players that he wants to play in that system. But yeah, I'm impressed with Ben Chilwell, and I thought he had a good game yesterday as well. And I actually thought he had a decent game against Manchester United as well. So I think, again, he's another player who I feel is getting better and better and improving. So like Rudiger, like Christensen, I think Ben Chilwell's another one who been kicked into high gear as well. So I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I'm going to give him a 7.5 for his performance yesterday, actually, as well. So, yeah, let's see what people think of Ben Chilwell. Yeah, a lot of 7s in the chat as well. So I guess most people seem to agree. Yeah, an 8.5 from Daniel. Delio says 6.5. Yeah, reasonable. Yeah, 7.5 for me. I would say that's yeah. They were indeed. So, shall we move on to our holding midfielders, Prime?
Which one? Because I think they both had a superb game.
Yeah. I want to get to. Hold on. Let's go with Jorginho first because I want to get to Kante afterwards. But yeah, thoughts on Jorginho, another person who isn't Jem's favourite, but is finding his way. Looks like he's Tuchel's favourite. Tuchel really likes him. Looks like he's in his plans. And another player who, you know, forgive me for saying it, I think he has improved under Tuchel. And I wasn't a huge fan of him before. I was quite critical. But yeah, thoughts?
I don't even think he's improved. He's just playing the way he normally plays. People say he's not good defensively. He was superb defensively. The amount of interceptions and blocks he was making. People are saying the guy, he's not good in the press. He's so press resistant as well. Because Liverpool are meant to be this all glorious pressing team in the world and stuff like that. He dealt with them brilliantly. I think, he was superb. I think he was just as good as Kante, but Kante did get an assist. So I'll give Jorginho a 7.5 because I'm then going to give Kante an 8. So yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely, I can't really disagree with you. Again, somebody who I was really so critical of as well. I was worried about him playing against Liverpool. I thought it was the right decision for him to be rested against Manchester United because I just felt like he just wasn't really suited for that midfield. I felt like he was seriously going to struggle. I thought he'd just get bullied off the ball. That's why I felt going for Kante and Kovacic against United was a better option. And clearly it was because, I feel like he would have been bullied off the ball, Jorginho, by Fred or McTominay or somebody. And I feel like they would have been able to get the ball through to Bruno, who could have possibly caused us some problems. And against United, we nullified Bruno Fernandes really well. And once again today, we just didn't give them a hope in hell. Do you know what I mean? The reason why the front three weren't clinical enough, they weren't really been able to create chances, is once again down to the brilliance of these two, Kante and Jorginho. But to talk about Jorginho, I thought he had another brilliant game. And again, I'll mark him just a little bit below Kante because of that ball that he put in to Mason Mount. But I would give Jorginho an 8 for his performance. And yeah, in the chat as well, I guess people seem to agree. 8.5 from Daniel. Strip Bear says 8.5. Mustafa says 7. Jose an 8. Beth 8.5. Yeah, some great ratings for him as well.
Can I just say that I think a new manager has to come a clean slate with our players. So anyone that you have an agenda with, so Kepa, Christensen, Jorginho, Mount, I don't rate Mendy. I think everyone has to get a new slate with a new manager because it's new tactics, new ideas, new way of playing. And I think the players that we all don't like or we've all criticized or want out of our club, I'm not even saying they should stay past the end of the season, but they're all performing vastly better right now. And I think that's credit to the new manager and also the fact of the players are fighting and they're showing that they're good enough. Now, to what capacity does that mean? I don't know. But they are good enough to clearly play and compete at this level.
100%. And I think what he's done in such a small amount of time is quite phenomenal. So the fact that they're not completely firing, we can kind of like, forgive that quite a bit as well. So yeah, Ads in the chat as well. Hello, Ads. How's it going? So let's move on to
People are saying Ads owes Jorginho an apology.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But the other half of that brilliant midfield pairing, Kante, thoughts, Prime.
Yeah, what did I give Jorginho? 7.5, did I?
7.5, yeah. Because you said
Kante gets an 8 for that assist. To be honest, right, the first time around, I didn't even notice that he played the ball. It was only on the replay when I saw it, and I thought it came from Kante, and that was a brilliant ball. Because if that comes from like Jorginho or Ziyech or something, everyone's hyping over it. So I think Kante needs to get that same respect. I think he was good. Winning the ball when he had to. He was our drive and our spark from midfield. And yeah, against Man United, Kovacic and Kante played. And even though we were defensively secure, there was no spark going forward. I think in this game, and maybe just because there's just different opposition, but in this game, the balance we had with Kante and Kovacic worked really well. And it's good to know that we've got 3 different midfield options to play, depending on the type of game and what you need from that outcome. It's good to know that we can mix any of them up and still have a very strong midfield.
Yeah, I mean, I think the creative edge, like breaking those lines, getting the ball forward, I think that is going to come with time. I think at this point, in such a small amount of time, I don't even think our manager even knows what his best 11 is at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So, and there's just so much rotation going on around the squad. It's almost kind of like we're still auditioning for places. Do you know what I mean? You still have to prove your worth to this manager. And again, Kante, in this game and in the game against Manchester United, I saw glimpses of like this old Kante where he's doing his defensive duty. He's quick to like pounce on the players and the ball, intercept, make those tackles, get and try and get the ball forward, even though, there's a few incomplete passes here and there. It's a bit rusty. But what I've been seeing is the vision, and what I saw today, sorry, not today, yesterday, is he saw the vision. He saw the space that Mason Mount had, and he saw that, okay, I can do this. I can put in that beautiful ball. And what a beautiful ball that was. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And Kante does that. Do you know what I mean? That reminded me of like Kante from Leicester. Do you know what I mean? Where he was like almost kind of like that box to box type of midfielder, like pushing up, do you know what I mean, instead of sitting a little bit deeper. And he used to put those amazing, beautiful balls through. And again, last night was no exception. The game against Manchester United, I thought he was great. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. And I cannot believe people can challenge me and try and tell me this guy isn't world class. This guy is world class. So for me, he gets a 9. He gets and he just about edged it for that man of the match for me. Like I would have given it to Christensen, but it was just the vision of that ball. Do you know what I mean? Like we were struggling to find that goal, that breakthrough, and he just kind of looked up and he saw Mason Mount. He was just like, yep, he knew exactly what to do, and it was such a perfectly placed pass.
Do you think he was world class yesterday?
Not quite. I think he's still a bit rusty. I still think, like he does lose the ball in some places. Like I said, there was a few incomplete passes. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's perfect and amazing, because that's not true. Like there's still a few shaky moments here and there, but there's a lot of players with those shaky moments here and there. But I thought, given the fact that he's come back from injury, he's slotted into this new manager system so well. The manager knows exactly how to rotate the guy, nurse him back to his like potential, which we know he can achieve. And I just thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. So did not ever slander Mason Mount. So this is not factual information, guys. So I don't really know what that's about. But moving on, yes. Okay, 7.99. Yeah. Uh,
Decent
it
games.
was two of his I wouldn't say he's back. I wouldn't say anyone's back after 2 games, but given the fact that he's come back from injury, new manager, new style, I think he's been playing decent. Do you know what I mean? I've been giving other players the praise that they deserve as well. Like I said, Rudiger, Christensen, Jorginho, these are players I've been critical of in the past, and I've given them their due when the credit where it's due. So fair play to them. So let's move on to okay. Let's kind of get this out of the way. Ziyech, Prime.
Yes, I wanted to get onto Ziyech. And not just actually, maybe not even just him, the team in general. How we played against Liverpool is exactly the same way we played against Man United, barring the quality in the final third. And that's why Chelsea fans were so angry after that game, and I didn't understand why. I was happy because I saw what we were trying to do. It was just that final spark. Also, with Man United, they're going to drop more points. So it was for me a thing of there was nothing for me to worry about. I knew we'd go on to beat Liverpool anyway because I said if we get a draw against United, we beat Liverpool, and then we beat the rest of the teams we have to beat. It's not really a problem. Ziyech was brilliant again. His work on and off the ball defensively was superb. Going forward, again, it's just that final third thing, but I think maybe it's a bit of a system thing. Maybe it's just him adapting to a new league, and plus he's had injuries as well to deal with. But I'm interested to see what comes of Ziyech, especially next season. And it's good that he's now getting a run out of games. So I'll give him a 6.5. It was a good performance, nothing spectacular, but I saw what he was actually trying to do, and I think it's a thing of people should be. I know I criticize him a lot. I don't rate the guy, but it's a thing of we should maybe stop slandering him as much.
I mean, personally, I definitely thought it was an improvement from the United game. Yeah, by the way, guys, there's about 25 people here. So if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and yeah, let's keep liking and sharing. But yeah, Ziyech, let's get back to Ziyech. Yeah, again, a clearly improved performance from Manchester United. Again, still a bit underwhelmed given the potential we know that he's capable of, and we still haven't really unlocked it. He had a couple of good games at the start of the season, and then he got injured, and then even when he came back, he was pretty awful. And it's kind of been a while since we've got back to that Ziyech. And again, I'm going to give him time because it's his first season. He's had 2 different managers. The first one, it wasn't great. It wasn't great for him and a lot of players in the squad. So, Tuchel's only been here for like a month and a bit. So, again, I'm going to give him time. I know the potential's there. Hopefully, like you said, we can see it more next season. But, an improved performance from the United game, but still not what I'd like to see, not what I know that he can do. Do you know what I mean? I want to see more of those balls, like those overhead balls, those passes that, like what I saw Kante do yesterday. I know Ziyech is capable of that. I want to see him do that more, and that's what we're lacking. We're lacking creativity. We're lacking somebody to find those players, one of those Mason Mounts, those Havertzes, those Timo Werner, Girouds, find them in that space with those beautiful balls. And we need more of that. And I think Ziyech needs to step up his game. But for me, I'll give him a 6. Because I think he did okay. He didn't, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't abysmal. So I can't really just.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I can't sit here and say, his performances were as bad as they have been before because they weren't spectacular, but I can see an improvement. So kudos to him.
Who's Jackie in the chat?
I have no idea, but seeing as I think the moderators, if there are any, should know what to do.
Jackie Roth, Arsenal fan. Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh God, I've seen Jackie with his just bitter Arsenal fan. Anyway, I'm seeing a lot of sixes, 6.5s, quite average ratings. I don't know. I suppose maybe people can see the improvement as well. I'm not really too sure why he didn't play Cho, but I don't know. Again, maybe he's rotating the squad. Like you said, we've got Leeds, we've got Atletico Madrid. Like all of these games, we do need to consider as well. So, yeah. I guess we'll see. So, moving on to our goal scorer, and that is Mason Mount.
Again, this game was I came on the terrace, right? And I said after the United game, Mason Mount was man of the match.
Okay.
And people were like, what did he do? He did, barring the fact that he scored, there was nothing different he did against Liverpool that he did against Manchester United. I think he did the exact same thing. His pressing, his intensity, the fact that he was always winning the ball, he was always a nuisance.
Liverpool are defensively worse. So,
but you have to give credit to him. That ball over the top from Kante caught out Trent. Mount was in behind. Fabinho stepped out to meet him. Mount took him on and he scored. And the goal that he scored, right, was brilliant. But can we also talk about Alisson? Because if Kepa concedes that goal, you guys are all complaining about it, right? And you're all complaining to me. If Mendy concedes that goal, I'm on Mendy's case for that. So I think we also have to criticize Alisson because that goal is, if you're a world-class goalkeeper, that goal is savable. And that's my point with Alisson, that he's not a world-class goalkeeper.
I think loads of people are recently starting to see the cracks with Alisson. Like, it's clear to see that it's the fact that Liverpool had such a solidly strong, defense that you didn't even really see his flaws. Like, they were that good that they kind of made him look better than he actually was. But now that their defense is in tatters, you can kind of see that the guy's actually not that convincing as a goalkeeper. And he's made some terrible mistakes this season. Granted, I know he's had some personal issues and stuff going on recently. And obviously, my thoughts and prayers to him for that. But loads of people have been going through a lot of stuff too. And excuses, I just don't think it's good enough, to be honest. But
when last season Kepa was going through personal stuff in his life, people were saying that, he should just, suck it up and take it and stuff like that. Shouldn't affect your work life. And I know it's a death in the family. I'm not saying that, but my point is that not then on Klopp to take Alisson out of the team? Because if he's going through things and that's clearly affecting him, he's not going to be concentrated on the game. I said the same thing last season with Lampard as well. If Kepa is going through something in his personal life that's affecting him, which is affecting Chelsea from winning games, take him out. Stop playing him. So, is it Alisson's fault or is it Klopp's fault? I don't know. You tell me.
I think there's a whole issue through that team. I think the issue is the style, the intensity that they've been playing with, and they've been keeping that up for about 2 to 3 seasons straight. And they've been lucky to keep all their players fit for all that time as well. So it was bound to happen where, okay, it's happened 1 season, 2 season, 3 season. Your whole squad, your whole first 11 has managed to be that fit, and you're playing fast-paced, intense type football. It's bound to happen. Unfortunately, it just caught up with them all at once, where a whole bunch of them decided to all get injured at the same time. And it's just unfortunate, but you got to suck it up. You got to be prepared for these things. And if you want to be in that position where you want to be competing, you want to be on City's level, unfortunately, their squad depth is not good enough. You can't be playing your youth players, teenagers, people from the academy in centre-back positions, midfield positions as rotational players. It's just not good enough.
Also, I see people saying that I'm comparing a breakup to your father's passing. No, I'm not. Understand the context. My point is that because my dad died in August, and for a month I was basically in a depressed haze. My point is that if he had a death in the family, Klopp should take him out of the team. He shouldn't be playing him because he clearly cannot. He's clearly not. If you're saying he is this world-class goalkeeper, and I'm saying a world-class goalkeeper should be making that save, and he's not concentrating and he's not on it, then is that not then a liability to Liverpool when he's playing them? So take him out of the team. Or you're then telling me that the death is not really affecting him, to which case I would say, then why is he performing bad? Or is he just an average goalkeeper like I've been saying then? Which is it? So I don't know.
I actually do kind of maybe agree with you in the fact that I don't think Alisson's that much better than Kepa if you really, really think about the facts. So if you look at the circumstances and everything, and I also think Kepa's a little bit younger as well. So, and the personal stuff that he's kind of gone through as well. The change in managers, the fact that we were constantly there was like a new back four in front of him nearly every single game, like that kind of stuff. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot for people to deal with. And I don't entirely blame him. I do blame him in some instances, but obviously we've seen how liable our defenders are to be making dumb mistakes like this from like time to time. So again, I think it is a bit harsh in terms of Mason Mount. Oh, by the way, yes, there's about almost 30 people here. So please, guys, like the stream, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yes, it's nice to be given some positive player ratings because, of course, we got the W. But yeah, Mason Mount, again, this is somebody who people constantly accuse me of quote unquote slandering him. I'm not slandering him. Yeah, I just think the hype, the overhype, the media press just need to calm down with their assumption that this guy is like super, super amazing because he has the potential, yes, but he hasn't reached it just yet. And calm down. He's only 22. Like there's players who are better than him in his current position, and they've earned that right. So why are we not singing their accolades? Do you know what I mean? And even Jack Grealish, if you want to celebrate a homegrown English star, there's Jack Grealish. He's 25, and maybe when Mason Mount gets to 25, he could be even better than Jack Grealish. But allow him the time. And again, this is somebody who's passion, who's hunger. You can clearly see he wants to be better. Every single game, you can see his hunger to the point where even when he was being overplayed, and he looked a bit burnt out, it looked like he was trying so hard because he's so hungry and eager to prove himself. And I like that. I like that kind of attitude because I don't care who you are, where you come from, what team, or what fancy last name or not that you have. What I care about is your footballing ability and if you're good enough to play for my club. And I do feel like he should be staying at the club. I don't feel like he should be starting every single game, but we have the squad depth for a reason. So he shouldn't be starting every single game. We should rotate him accordingly. And I feel like since Tuchel's come in, he's gotten better things out of Mason Mount. We can see him growing and developing as a player. And I'm really excited for his future and what's to come with him. And again, goal scorer, beautiful ball that found him from Kante. He done great to look up, find the space, cut in across Fabinho, and again, score a beautiful goal past Alisson. So kudos to him. I'll give him an 8 for his performance. I thought, yeah, excellent. Well done, Mason Mount. Not really too sure what the chat is saying. Yeah. I don't know, Prime. I think you've oh god, look who's here. Favorite Liverpool fan. Not I really actually, how is Rams? How are you, Rams?
I don't know. I mean, he said that Thiago Silva is average, so I don't know. How are you, Rams?
How are you, Rams? Because what's that? 5 home defeats, Prime? That's 5 home defeats?
I mean, I would assume so, but they're the best team in Premier League history, so I'm assuming there's a reason for it.
Apparently, yeah. Yeah, I kind of went on a bit of a rant over there. So yeah, I'm actually only seeing like some of these.
Vishwan, if you want to come on, you come on.
Yeah. We're gonna rate one more player, and then maybe like a sub because it's not really worth rating the other 2 substitutions. They were made so late, and then I'll be dropping the link for everybody to come on, but we'll be limiting it to about 20-25 minutes because, you know, I got things to do. But yeah, we definitely want to hear from you guys. Come on, have your say. And talking of Prime, our German striker.
Perfect performance. Barring the goal, perfect.
Should've-
Actually, no, you know,
Counted.
it's like I don't argue with offsides because if it is, I know people like to say margin of error and stuff like no. If people say this is the line for offside and you're off it,
I've seen this weekend, yeah,
mate. Again, I don't care about what happened in other games. I'm talking about if the ref said it's offside, even by this much, then it's offside. But my thing is, for that goal, who's at fault? Because that is a goalkeeping error. Because if Mendy does the same thing, which he has done this season, I'm talking about it. If Kepa does the same thing, which he's done last season, you guys are abusing me for it. So, is that a goalkeeping error? Yes or no? It's got to be, because it's too easy and too sloppy.
You don't need to explain to me. I've seen enough. Like I've seen enough game. Like their last 7 games, I've seen him make at least 5 mistakes, 5 errors, and at least 3 of them led straight to goals. So you definitely hold some weight with that argument. I think obviously it's just hard for them to accept how far they've fallen. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, Timo, rating. And what do you think of his?
I gave Mount the higher rating, didn't I? Okay, I'd give Timo. If I give Mount an 8.5, I'll give Timo an 8. It was. People are saying all this guy can do is running in behind. I saw him at times holding up play, linking, bringing people in on the counter. Oh, this guy was sublime. Again, if he had scored that goal with that performance, boy, I think Timo has finally arrived and he's settled in. Next season, if he's firing, I don't want Haaland per se because I think there are other players we can get to facilitate that. But if we can get him firing next season, we're going to be so dangerous. We're going to be so dangerous next season.
I just honestly really want this. I want the Leipzig Timo to return. Like I just really do. Like again, he's somebody who I just really want to do so well, and I can see the potential there in glimpses. And I feel like he was unlucky to get off to a bit of a shaky start, not getting taking his time to kind of get a goal, being played out of position. Kind of falling out with our previous manager. A lack of confidence, all of these things I think really worked against his favor, but I could see little glimpses here and there, even though he wasn't scoring, he was drawing fouls, he was picking up assists here and there, he was getting us penalties, do you know what I mean, by drawing a foul in the penalty box. So Timo, again, he's somebody I just know, like you said, I really hope it's like another Drogba situation where the first season's a bit hit and miss, and come the second season, he's just firing on all cylinders. And again, like you said, if we can get this guy scoring, oh my God, we're going to be so dangerous. We will actually be back. We will be like serious competitors. And again, I thought he was really unlucky to have that goal disallowed because his arm was offside. You can't score with your arm. So it doesn't make, again, these rules, the interpretation, the VAR is it's just all so confusing. But I'll give him a 7.5 for his performance. Again, I can't wait to see the potential that is Timo. Like Beth says, I can't wait for Timo unlocked, Timo unchained, for him to be freed because, mate, I can't wait. I can't wait. So, guys, I'm going to, I don't know, is it worth discussing the substitutions?
Who came on? Pulisic didn't do much.
Pulisic, we cannot really rate Kai Havertz because he came on with 3 minutes ago.
No one did. Yeah.
Pulisic didn't really notice them, to be fair.
Pulisic didn't do anything, not that I really noticed. Well, he pressed, but again, it was a thing of we were winning. And here's something I want to say, Chelsea fans: stop getting nervous when we're 1-0 up in games. Maybe because I'm 22. Yeah, I was raised on the fact of we could score one goal up and be defensively secure and not have to worry. Like, why are you worried? We shouldn't be. Again, no team in the world I'm actually worried about right now. If we get past Atletico and we have to face a Bayern Munich, I don't even mind. I've said to Bayern Ryan, a Bayern Munich fan that I know, yeah. If we face Bayern Munich, no, I said to him, I want to face Bayern Munich because for me it's a thing of I'm not really that worried. Lucio is better than Silva. Okay, I'm not really that worried. There's just nothing really fears me so long as we have a tactician in charge and he knows how to set the team up. There's nothing I really have to go out and fear. So if we're 1-0 up, again, if we score against Atletico, we're 1-0 up, or if it's still 0-0 and they're still coming at us and trying to batter us down, have nothing to fear.
Yeah, do you know what? Obviously, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. I do understand that Atletico Madrid are a very, very, very good team. And make no mistake, Prime, they're going to have players present for that second leg that they didn't have in the first leg. And we do have, although we have an advantage, it's a small advantage. Like, we should know, we should be aware that it's not going to be easy. We have, I know Mount's suspended, Jorginho's suspended. So, already we have two players that we can't use. So we don't have those options. I know we have a squad depth, we have an advantage, but it's a slight advantage. And Prime, they score one goal and the whole, the tables are just turned. So, and that can happen just as easily as well. But we are joined by Will first. So what we'll do, because of timed and controlled, we'll bring people on one by one, have your say, and then we'll bring in the next person. So Will, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It was a good result yesterday. I'm very happy. Very happy about it.
Thoughts on the game? Who stood out to you? And yeah.
There was 4 standouts for me overall. I'd say our best players were Christensen, I think Kante, Jorginho, and Mount. I think were our best players yesterday overall. But there's only one negative, and that's it. Sort of made me a bit more maybe pessimistic towards the Atletico game.
Hey, I'm deleting that comment. Wow, no. Sorry, we'll continue. I'm deleting that comment.
Yeah, made me a bit more nervous for the Atletico game because obviously we're not going to have Jorginho or Mount. So I'm a bit worried about how maybe we're going to set up for that game. But yeah, overall, Liverpool did nothing. I think I saw something. It said that is the quickest Salah's been substituted in 4 years, apparently, or 3.5 years. Yeah, it's crazy. They did nothing. They were borderline. No, they weren't borderline. They were useless. Liverpool. Klopp. I don't want to go into Klopp too much because, of course, he's been affected by personal issues. But this has been a failure of a title defense. Absolute failure. And he should be held account. He should be held account because of it as well. He should be held to account.
Also, Liverpool fans using Klopp's what's happening in his personal life. When Guardiola's mother passed last season, Liverpool fans laughed at him. So I don't think it's then fair to.
Yeah, but what I would say as well, Klopp. One of the massive reasons for me why Liverpool fans go, oh yeah, but we've had injuries. So why is Jurgen Klopp in games against, for example, when Aston Villa were forced to play all their youth players? Why do you play such a strong team? His man management skills, I think. He's been exposed this season. He's not as good as what he's been made out to be, as in he's a great manager, don't get me wrong. But the fact that he's been compared to Jose, Pep, even I think some Liverpool fans were saying he's better than Wenger. Mm-hmm. If you're comparing Wenger at his best, they were saying Klopp over Wenger. What a joke.
People said Klopp on the same level as the likes of Pep, Mourinho, Fergie, Ancelotti.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. I think.
The guy's a proven winner. So to even question his credentials is it's absolutely ridiculous. For one, he's definitely won more than our previous manager as well. So if we weren't questioning him, then I think it's blasphemy. Like even what he did last season was amazing. He got to a final, he only lost very narrowly as well. And it's not like PSG didn't have chances as well. But thank you, Will, for coming on. Having your say. I'm going to bring Hassan in. So welcome. What would you give us your thoughts on the game? What did you think? Who stood out for you? Who's your man of the match? And do you agree?
Yeah. So I was gonna add on to Prime's point, as in you have nothing to fear if you have a tactician. Yesterday's game is, in my opinion, a tactical masterclass because they were set up as a 3-4-3 formation, and it was basically a tactical masterclass. How I'd describe it to you guys was, at the start, you've seen how Mane was getting chances. He was cutting in, cutting through. But what Tuchel did was have Christensen just play narrow, play towards him, and just block out the passes. Same with Rudiger, just block out the passes. And why I always rate Mount is because whenever a team is playing tight, he always comes back, drops in the way Havertz does. That's why I feel like both Mount and Havertz are very similar in terms of players. When he drops in, the Kovacic or Jorginho has a pass towards him, which you've probably seen in one game, when one of the counters with Chelsea was through Mount, he had like 3 options to drive, pass, or just pass sideways. And also, like, the flexibility of his formation, it can turn from a 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 into a 5-3-2. And we just completely outclassed his thingy. And the only way Klopp had a chance of attacking, which we saw from the goal, was pushing his two full backs forward. And that basically made his point of how he concedes high ball over the top and counter from there. That's all of Liverpool's goals have been conceding from high lines. So, I mean, who stood out for me? Probably Christensen in terms of defense. But if we look at forwards, Mason Mount been pivotal. And I mean, we battered Liverpool really. So that's all I gotta say. We should have done that in the first game. I don't know why Liverpool got gassed over Thiago's debut.
Would you think about Timo's goal being disallowed, that Liverpool shout towards the end for the Kante handball?
I mean, it's very inconsistent because I've checked the rule book yesterday. It says that arms should be considered as offside, but I don't know what the new rules are. It contradicts one another. It needs to change. But I've also got one thing to say about Thiago. I mean, they gassed up his debut against Tim and Chelsea. Where's his compilation yesterday? I want the same energy. Where's Thiago's compilation?
Fact. You know what? Listen, Hassan. Listen, we might have to get some people to get onto that. You might catch it on Twitter this evening, possibly.
Apparently, Liverpool's gonna finish above Chelsea. So.
I guess it'll be interesting to review that at the end of the season.
And one last thing I'm going to say. 2 more losses and you equal the worst Premier League champions. 2 more losses.
I think
who are the worst Premier League champions?
Be fearful.
No, they're saying that Chelsea are the worst Premier League champions with 10 losses. They're only 2 losses behind.
Here's the thing. You know how I always say it's Liverpool, yeah? And they want to say Chelsea because we finished 10. All right? So here is my negotiation with Liverpool fans. If you don't win the league next season, then you will officially be the worst. Because at least Chelsea won the league again.
After finishing 10,
And do you know that interview, John Terry's interview when he was with Hazard, he said, we played poor this season, but we'll go again next season and we'll win the league, mark my words. What happened? We won the league. That's John Terry for you.
Boy, listen, guys, speak it into existence and it
That's all
shall.
I got.
But man, thank you, Hassan, for coming on and having your say. Always a pleasure. Next, we have Grey Wolf Stinner. Oh no. Yeah, there we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. How are you doing? Thoughts on the game? Who stood out to you?
I thought Mount stood out to me, but also Kante. I think Kante's looking like he's coming back to his best. I really enjoyed watching him yesterday. Yeah, he did let Firmino go past him one time, but I thought overall his passing and also his defensive work was excellent. This is the Kante I want to see, and I hope he can become world class again.
Again, what makes you think that he's lost it? Do you think that he's lost it, or
Well, the way I say, if you haven't been playing consistently for over a year, I think you have to prove yourself again to be world class. If that makes sense.
I don't know. Like, for me personally, I feel like Kante was one of our best, most consistently reliable players, like always putting a performance. And I felt like when Sarri came in, the way he was just constantly playing him out position, overplaying him as well. So he was almost kind of like burnt out. And then since then, that's when he started picking up these injuries, which he never kind of used to have before. So I don't know. I feel like since then, we haven't really seen the best of Kante since then. But personally, I mean, I can't deny I'm seeing glimpses here and there of the fact that he's always had that potential. And I think it's just about, you know, a better manager, a better system to kind of finally unlock that potential again. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Kante works in a double pivot. In fact, I think all our midfielders seem to suit the double pivot a lot. Which makes me surprised why Lampard was so insistent on the 4-3-3, but that's in the past. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm just happy. Mount again always puts at least a 7 in most games. Last game I can think of where Mount was poor was probably Man City, so which was in December. So he's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
so consistent.
to be fair, like the whole team was absolutely shocking against City. I mean, they absolutely turned us over. And I mean, like, we actually have City coming up soon. So, question to both Grey Wolf and Prime. Do you think we stand a chance with this Tuchel team, this Tuchel squad, of actually getting a result against this apparently immortal Manchester City side?
I think we can because of our defence. I've been so impressed with how we've defended. I could see us getting like a 0-0 or something.
What about you, Prime?
All right. Okay. Here's what's interesting. Yeah. People have been saying that when Tuchel came in, he has a good run of games to get results from, but he's going to have tests up against Atletico Madrid, then United and Liverpool, and Everton, and then Atletico again. We get through that run, which we are halfway through. We've got relatively easier fixtures, or in theory, easier fixtures. No game is easy in the Premier League, but easy fixtures to get through up until we play Man City. Now, if we get through those fixtures more or less unscathed, without dropping any or many points, once we play Man City, it might not be a game where we technically need to win in terms of chasing to get back into the top 4 or chasing to stay in the top 4. So that'll be a good thing in terms of no pressure on us. But can we beat Man City? Yes. Again, I don't fear this Man City team like everyone else does. Maybe that's that's stupid of me to say, but I don't fear them. I think there's depending how, in terms of our clinicalness, how good we are up until when we play them, the score can either be 0-0 or we can beat them 2-0.
Okay.
The king has returned into the building. Listen, yeah. We done whooped Liverpool. The FA tried to do us dirty. Do you know what I mean? They tried to take, I can't believe they ruled that goal off as offside. I actually went to look at the offside rule, and it states clearly if a part of the player's body is offside that cannot be used to score, that counts as it still counts as onside. So which means they should not have ruled a goal offside. But still, Liverpool got smacked about. Their legs got spread wide open like them OnlyFans girls, bro. Like, it's not even a joke, bro. Do you get what I mean? Listen, it was a nice win. I love you, Chelsea, because you've just made my weekend. Because luckily for us, we're not playing this weekend, actually, until Monday when we've got Everton. Bring on Everton. I think Chelsea can win that one as well. Like, come on, if we can beat Liverpool, we can do what we've done so far, then we can definitely beat Everton, innit? I'm happy. I'm sure everyone else is happy, man. Do you know what I mean? It was a good win. It's a good win.
Oh, Beth said, I'm glad we don't play City until end of April. Oh, cool. So they could be in a bit of a dip in form. Plus,
Or
they have
could have won the
Champions
league
League.
by then. They could have won
Yeah,
the
I
league.
will. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
they
plus
could
they have
win the
Champions
league by
League.
then.
If people keep saying they have to do this quadruple, they don't have a good enough squad to compete, like actually compete in all 4 competitions. So I think it could be a thing where maybe the league's wrapped up, or they could be so focused on Champions League because they could face a Bayern Munich by then. Could be so focused on the Champions League that we could probably just catch them on an off day.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's very, very true. But yeah,
I've got to, unfortunately,
good to hear you in a good mood.
I've got to dip because I've got a stream I have to do for Charlotte right now. But yeah, it was great being on. Great talking to everyone. Monster, great seeing you as well.
Big up. Big up.
Always a pleasure, my dear.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing the rating as well. But
Like, subscribe, let people know in the comments. Also, Volvishwan, stop crying, bro. It's okay. It's all good.
you thank you.
The thing
Can I say?
All we need to quickly before I go, I then you can go because I got to dip out of it. But I just want to say, if you look at our run of games next, all we've got to do is I think Everton's the last tough game. Obviously, barring outside competition like the FA Cup and the Champions League, we then have about a good 6 or 7 winnable games, and then we have Man City. If we can put on a run in all those games, then Chelsea could be second by the time we play Man City, and by then top 4 could be secured, and we could start looking towards the transfer window and how we're going to plan for that and next season. But we could still be in Europe by then as well, and you never know what we can do in it. But big ups to everyone in here, Alex, Chris. I'm not sure who that is. I can't see his name. I'm not sure.
Grey
In the
Wolfson.
middle.
Huh?
Yeah.
In the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Grey Wolf. Hey, big up Grey Wolf. Sorry about that, man. Hey, big up Lambs as well, man. And Gem and Ads, obviously, on GNA TV. Big up everyone. Make sure you like the stream, hit the subscribe button. I am out, though. Peace, people.
Should have been more.
See you, Monster.
You again.
Yeah, I was going to say, who was laughing at Liverpool's midfield? Not midfield, what? Yeah, and their midfield. Their bench coming on. Their bench was nothing. It was dead.
Quite a few people were, but hold that thought because we're going to go to Alex first, and then we'll finish off with you, Chris, as well. So obviously, like, I just kind of, you guys are the last people, first come, first serve, have your say, so we can wrap up shortly, soon. But Alex, on the game.
Lambs, how are you? All good?
Yeah, do you know what? I can't complain. Got the double.
Literally, what performance yesterday? What performance? Every single player on that pitch left a mark on that pitch. There was not one player there that did not perform. Every single player on that pitch were brilliant. Christensen, he is. You know what? With players, you wish them to step up at the times when a player needs to step up, and every single fan wants players to step up and take that chance to show that you should be in the team. And Christensen has done that, and I'm so happy for him, man. I'm so happy for him. His
Did you ever think, Alex, that we'd be sitting here like praising the likes of Christensen, Rudiger, when these were the centre backs that we thought, their time at Chelsea possibly is coming to an end, and we were probably thinking about moving them off in the summer, but suddenly there seems to be a revolution.
No. To be honest, no. But this is what confidence does. Confidence in football and in general, just confidence in general throughout anything you do is always so important. Christensen's positioning. You know, the way he was positioned, his decision making. You know, there were points in that game where last season he would have, you know, somehow blundered something up and would have made a mistake, but he was very cool on the ball, and you know, maybe learned some one or two traits from Thiago Silva. And you know, now, you know, even before, when Thiago Silva got injured, you know, all Chelsea fan base, everyone was like, "Oh no, you know, we lost Thiago Silva, like we've lost in the worst time." But no one's actually like kind of really noticed. We haven't really
Miss him, yeah.
we haven't missed him. We haven't missed Thiago Silva. You know, yes, I think Christensen suits the back three. Now it'll be interesting to see if, let's say, Tuchel moves in the summer and maybe plays in a back four. Let's see how he does. But you know, it's been brilliant. The team overall, Tuchel outclassed Klopp. He outclassed them. We're the only team besides Man City that actually came to Liverpool and actually took them and played them at football. Not actually defended. We actually took the game at them. Not many managers do that. Showing our manager.
We did defend.
Showing our manager that he was brave and has got some proper, you know, proper balls, and he's, you know what I mean, like, you know,
I think
a good manager.
I think he means like not just focus on putting in a good defensive performance, but focus on, I think, trying to score goals. Like actually,
definitely first half. Yeah, first half we definitely came out with a plan. Yeah.
To be honest, I'm sorry. The second half, we had a bad second half. Liverpool didn't have a shot on target. We actually had we had two chances to score. The way tactically, the first and second half performance, tactic-wise, was outstanding. We did what we had to do. We all win 1-0. We hold it back and hit on the counter, and you know, the substitutions were perfect from Tuchel. Like, you know, I'm happy. I know I don't want to get too overhyped. You know, it was a good win. We're still developing as a team. We still can improve the final third. What a goal from Mount. Every person that's been hating on Mount, put yourself, go outside of your house, put your head in the bin, and then close the lid over you and stay there until, you know what I mean? Just this guy, man, like, you know,
we can't go outside.
Like, literally,
sort of half of that
22 years old, and he's so consistent.
Okay. I will. That is duly noted, Alex. I mean, I haven't been like hating.
I'm sorry,
No,
but like,
Lam, you're not a hater, by the way. I heard that stream yesterday. You're not a hater. You know, you're just questioning whether he can do it. Gaming, this is fair.
I'm Mount's biggest critic. You know, I'm Mount's biggest.
But I think he will do well. It's clear to see he's doing well, and he's got a great manager now who's going to get the best out of him. And to have somebody like Tuchel coaching him, like, you can already see an improvement in Mount. Like, he's not that overplayed, tired, burnt out player that we saw under Lampard, and it almost looked like, because he was trying so hard to make something happen under Lampard, that it looks like he was trying too hard. And you know, when it looks like you're trying too hard, things don't really come off the way you plan for it as well. But yeah, like, give him credit where it's due.
Yeah, Kante, Jorginho, sorry, I'm talking too much now, but like Jorginho, you know, people can't tell him he can't play under pressure. He was doing pirouettes against all the midfielders of Liverpool. You know, Kante. You know, one interesting thing, you know, which is really good about it, is that Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho, the amount of times that we switched between these three players, you know, against Atletico Madrid, against Man U, this is a good thing, because usually, you know, sometimes when you take a pairing out, sometimes things change and there's not the same performance. We're performing at a really good standard by switching Jorginho with Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho, Kante. And having that and be able to change things around and still have that high-level performance is a really good thing.
100%. So we'll move on and finish up with Chris. Chris, how you doing?
I am doing good.
What's on the game? Yeah, we're all buzzing here. So yeah.
Yep. I will say something about tactical Tuchel. He no one can really question his lineups now, because when people question his lineups, it's always worked out. I don't think people can question his lineup no more, because every time we have his lineup, we perform at a high level, always dominating them. Easy games, like Liverpool game was easy for us. They didn't even threaten us. So yeah, it was an easy game. And I will say about Leicester, Paul, they have no depth. They have no depth. It was laughable. They brought on Milner. They brought on Jota, and who was the other one they brought on?
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah, it's just dead. They had no one. I feel sorry for Klopp. He had no one to bring on. They couldn't do nothing. So yeah, that's my point on it.
Yeah, I mean, who stood out to you? Was it kind of like who surprised you? Was it a standard performance that you expected? Or was it, do you think that we won because Liverpool was so awful that we did well? What do you think?
I think everybody stood up today. Stepped up. Like, I thought it was a great performance as a team. But Mason Mount, he stepped up today in a big game. He got us a really good goal. Christian, brilliant performance from him. Jorginho and Kante together were brilliant. The fullbacks did their job. Well, the wing backs, I would say. It was a very solid performance. They all worked for each other. Very good. That's my take on it. No one really stood out too much from it.
Christensen is somebody who, again, I've been quite a bit critical, but yesterday he completely nullified Salah. So
if he bulks up,
very well done, huh?
If he bulks up a bit, if he actually maybe bulks up a bit more, he's got the height, if he improves some of his abilities, his position yesterday was just literally. I was so impressed. I was actually shocked of how well we played. I was shocked. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, go on.
I will say about Christian. You could say he could bulk up and everything, but if he uses his head right, defending wise, know where to be, know how to tackle, he doesn't need to bulk up. I don't think for that, but it's dependent how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, I actually can't believe I'd be sitting here singing their praises, but I mean, like I said, we give credit where credit is due, but guys, people, we're going to wrap the show up. Thank you guys all so much for coming on, having your say, joining on the stream.
Can I say one thing for Rams? Against Rams, he said Curtis Jones was better than Mount. He said that once. That's all I'm going to say. You're in the mud.
It helps him sleep at night, Rams. If it helps you sleep at night, okay. But yeah, man.
Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks for the show. It's good.
Yeah, Velvish one next time, because we do need to hash this out. So yeah, thanks again, guys, for coming on. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we are out.
It's like it's playtime when it's free time. In the dance, they have a glance, but we stepping out of